am Kai Jai, aka Kai Sure
I'm Pascal Zois, aka Shadowbite.
and welcome to this week's episode of
Views from the
Kai.
In lieu of the world situation at the moment with the coronavirus, we thought it would be appropriate to talk about the five. You still alive?
Yeah.
Okay. The five deadliest diseases or viruses in video games and movies. Okay, I have to get myself checked now.
So, number 5 is the Flood from Halo. The Flood was trapped by the Forerunners in the giant Halo installations, which they designed to destroy all life in the galaxy in case the Flood ever got out. They couldn't find a cure because it was so bad, so they decided, why not kill everything that it can infect instead of curing the thing? Lazy bastards.
Number 4. What is number 4?
Vampires.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was higher up. Okay.
Do you want it to be higher up? Because
Nah, it's okay. I mean, what else you got?
A lot of boring math later.
What's number 4, Kai?
Number 4 is the Airborne plant virus from the movie The Happening. In The Happening, we had basically a world where the Earth started to fight back against humanity and its pollution and decided, hey, the best way to spread a virus is to have humans kill themselves.
Wow.
Wow.
Alright, so number 3.
Is that it?
Yeah,
just
go
gonna-
first.
Okay. Well, I mean, but you kind of sound like you're about to say something else.
Oh no. Vampires are real.
Yes, they're real.
Vampires are very real. Have you seen his eyes? Have I checked his pulse? He's actually dead. I'm going to run now.
Okay.
And run very fast.
All right. So, number 3 in our top 5 deadliest diseases and viruses in video games or movies, however you want.
What?
Vampires and vampirism. So, a few things that come to mind with vampires are just classics like Dracula and older movies and novels.
30 Days of Night, don't forget that one.
That's a good one. I personally like Daybreakers with Ethan Hawke. That was a pretty cool movie.
Really?
On a modern take of the world becoming mostly all vampires. It was pretty cool. You should check it out.
You should also check out V-Wars on Netflix if that's what you're like.
Viewers was nice too, yeah. But
you're a fan of,
in video games, it's also, there's a plethora of examples. You've got, even in games where it's not like a primary role, like Skyrim, you can become a vampire. And it's really cool. You can become a werewolf and stuff as well.
Oh,
Skyrim is
there's
great.
actually a really good one, Vampire the Masquerade.
That's a good one.
It's coming out with a sequel this year, I heard.
Castlevania, very classic video game turned animated Netflix series too.
Oh yeah, I love that series.
Yeah, so number 3, vampirism. It's pretty good. Arguably, I would probably say that's number 2, but we're sharing this episode, so it's number 3.
The Cordyceps Virus from The Last of Us. Basically the most realistic virus on this list. It's actually a fungal infection that ants get that basically grows fungus in their brains. And in the game Last of Us, it infected people through spores in plant life and other infected creatures. Super deadly, super dangerous. Everyone could get it. Everyone probably already had it. You didn't know who was going to turn when, and that was the scariest thing about it.
Yes, it was. At the same time, 1, 2, 3. The Tvirus. If you don't know what the Tvirus is, there's many variations of the virus itself,
The G
which
virus,
creates
the M virus,
the
the E virus, the
Yeah.
F virus. I don't even know what kind of virus
Yeah.
they are, but it's probably a variation of the T virus.
And they're biological weapons.
It's a biological weapon.
There's like a 3-character code.
It's a biohazard. They call the whole thing a biohazard.
Fair enough,
Like
yeah.
it's Resident Evil's other name.
Yeah.
But yeah, the T virus is basically the OG zombie infection carrier. Tell us more about it.
The Tvirus is very interesting, with many iterations of movies. Some of them kind of failed, and some.
Yo,
of them...
Milia Jovovich made the T virus.
She's great. Yeah, she was pretty cool. Saw her in real life once. That was awesome.
Really?
Yeah, she was at Pinewood Studios.
Does she smell nice?
I was not smelling her.
You liar.
Right now they're recycling some remakes. They did 1 and 2. 3 is coming out. Resident Evil Nemesis looks awesome. Instead of just zombies as a horror aspect, they've kind of made zombies as also almost a warfare tactic.
There are consequences of humans' irresponsible use of biohazardous material.
Honorable mention, honorable mention, honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Honorable mention for me goes to the genophage virus from the Mass Effect series. Genophage virus was essentially a virus created that was the most insidious of diseases. It cut off the balls of every Krogan in the galaxy. It basically made genocide look like a joke. This was a virus that took away the Krogan's ability to reproduce, and for me, should have made the list, but I guess we're doing movies a fair shake on this list too.
And my honorable mention goes to Contagion, a movie that came out a few years ago and is a very realistic take on what could happen and possibly the early stages of what we are experiencing with the coronavirus and coming from Wuhan and such. So I gotta give Contagion, not just because of its relevancy right now, but also it is a edge on your seat kind of movie that is so realistic and quite scary. So definitely my honorable mention.
Well, that's it for this week's Views from the Kai. We will see you next week. Have a great one.
Peace.